Is there any other questions?
I've got a couple things. We'll go back to Chester Sports Board. If you have, and my problem with the Chester Sports Board is, if you have a problem with something, there's no accountability within the sports board. They put it off on somebody else, and they give it to somebody else, and they'll hand it to somebody else, and ultimately, you're not satisfied with the answer you get. I think it was back in the city, there's gonna be, everything goes uphill, there's gonna be one person responsible. That's the way it should be, and that's the way it used to be, and that's the way I liked it. Another thing is, with this keyless entry, I thought everything was already said and done, the money was settled. Are we beating a dead horse here? What are we doing?
No, what's going on with that is we agreed that once the lock on the moor shed was installed, that he would be taken care of, paid his money. I met with him today, like I said, on that lock. He's gonna throw in the overhead door, and as soon as that is done, that's it. And Kevin agreed to install that as soon as he receives it.
And
So that's why it hasn't been settled, because it's not been done, because we had to meet with
So
him.
basically, we're just waiting on work to be done, and that's
Right.
the money, the funds are approved, everything's.
see, Kenny, I think too, part of the problem was because I've been confronted on why I didn't give this person a list or why I didn't give that person a list, and the truth be known, nobody's ever asked me for anything. So, at our last park board meeting, we had the final list, everybody got one, we made sure that the 3 on the recreation committee got one, and this evening I gave Russ, Donnie, and Kenny the old list that we had, which I said is like 15 years old, so I guess for 15 years, nobody wanted a list
And that's a list
of who had keys and
Right.
stuff, yeah, which is, like I said, 15 years old, and
do we have a list of who has the actual electronic keys now?
yes. And as I explained at the park board meeting, that will change quite often, because,
It'll change from year to year.
and actually before,
Well, I mean,
more often than that.
It's nothing they can
Season to
copy.
season.
I mean, those keys you can't take to Walmart and say, here, make it.
Exactly.
So, I mean,
They'll be shut off.
There's
at the end of their
accountability for them,
season.
is what I'm asking.
Yes, yeah. So, yeah, I kind of thought too, it's beating a dead horse, but some people just want to, maybe we'll talk about it.
And if they don't turn in those plastic key fobs, do they have to pay for them, or?
Well, they'll be deactivated
Yeah,
regardless
deactivated,
at the end of their
but the card
season.
itself,
Yeah, that is something that has to go through the council.
to make them pay for it, if they don't
Right,
turn
if
in?
there's funds that are involved, it has to go through the council. But see, that's where I think the confusion came in too with the park board, was because when Chester Sports had it, I mean, years back, not the current, we coaches had to write a check payable to Chester Sports. They held on to the check. At the end of the season, they gave you had to turn in your bag, they checked it, made sure everything was in there, they took your key, and then you got your check back.
They did that test last year.
Did they?
Yes,
How much was it?
$50.
$50 for a key.
Yeah.
Key is good.
No, I was signing for the key, not the
Right,
equipment.
I only
It
signed
won't,
for the key.
all the paperwork said was the key. I mean, we gave it back anyway, it's no big deal, I don't want to keep all that, but
So that's why then when I was told, well, if there's money, that has to go through the council, so that's fine. I mean, however, it's legal and where everybody knows what's going on, it's fine.
who's authorized to turn the keys off?
Hmm?
Who's authorized to turn the
That
keys
has
off?
to go through them.
Through them, okay.
Through who?
The commission.
Oh,
Okay.
I was wondering, Russ, did you ever get out to Cohen Field to take a look around?
Yeah, I've been through.
Are there any more questions? I'd like to go on record as saying, if there's no more questions, that I myself, after spending the short amount of time that I have on this committee, I'm extremely proud of every park board member, the work they do. Roy, the work he does, these guys get nothing. They don't get paid, they do it because they want to do it. And all they get is ridicule. See it all the time. It ain't right. You're fired. Good job.
Roy gets paid, but not enough.
You still do it.
And he's got 6 more of those keys at home, so it's okay.
By the way, you can have this month, take that away.
Thanks.
Oh, who does keep all of the keys that are not in use?
That, Donnie has them, but
At
that's
this
gonna go in
time,
the park.
I have them, but that will change. I've got them right now, but that's gonna change.
And they'll be kept in a locked box up here
That's-
somewhere then?
That's part of the,
That's
whatever they
decided by
decide for their
city.
protocol.
Yeah, it will be decided by the council, where they're kept and all the rest of it. But right at the moment, the extra keys I have.
Do you think there's gonna ever be a time that one of those can be kept down in the police station
There is.
There
again?
already is, and,
Yay.
yes, and they signed up on the agreement that we gave everybody, and these guys should have the PD's key number, and they said since then it's been great, because they know if somebody doesn't bring that back,
Mhm.
they can shut them off.
Oh, goody. Thank you. We used to use the other key all the time.
Which, for the batting cages anyway, somebody kicked it all in, so you don't even need a key for that. The shed out there.
So somebody can get it.
Oh, no. Yeah, there's a lock on it, but it don't matter because they kicked it in and broke the lock.
Are the pitching machines under lock and key, I hope somewhere?
So
Or does just-
who's to say that somebody wouldn't kick the
Electronic lock.
electronic lock off?
That's on the interior.
Yeah, you have to be on the inside.
It's on a metal steel door on the inside.
I mean, if somebody wanted to damage that and jimmy the door, and if you want to get into something, you can get into it.
Well, I'm sure anything you can get into. I mean, that's
I would
like,
sure hate to try getting one of those steel doors.
that's like, people that have motion sensors or alarms on their doors.
I'm just asking.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you can cut through the siding and then just go right in.
Sure.
I didn't know that door thing.
Cameras.
I'm not sure those would be broken without.
You would have to, you can put them in protective.
I've heard now,
Hang 'em
Josh
up.
Dice was
Hang 'em
telling me
high.
how they had them up on poles at some places. He said that was the next step. Because,
The school has those little
Yeah, way up high
beehives or whatever.
in the highs, yeah,
And
'cause
then you're gonna have to have some kind of recording system to record everything.
Well, the welcome center's
Wouldn't be
got a
cheap.
camera system on it.
yeah, the Welcome Center does. I forgot about them.
There's
Mhm.
people that drive through the neighborhood out there, things come up stolen, there's only one thing you can do is get a security camera to where it's pointing on license plates.
you
The
know,
cars that drive through there. Well, the people work hard, pay for things.
It's like,
exactly,
you're gonna have vandalism everywhere you go.
You can't let them being upset.
exactly.
How can we fix it?
Look out your window more.
Right.
Yeah.
Then people will be going,
Yeah, I'd be like, did you see that weirdo? He's Hey, I'm gonna drive right all the time. See if you're doing it.
yeah, it was just a couple of weeks ago, somebody was flying.
Do you guys meet on a regular basis, just as needed?
Right on.
Unless we get it.
Lot phone calls.
Yeah, that's,
Things are getting hard, things are getting tough. And there's gonna be people going to extreme measures to get what they want. They're gonna steal it, they're gonna,
Then we would have to do it.
yeah, and that's just human nature. But, we gotta protect it,
We've even talked about at the park board about, the motion lights. Because at least if somebody's out there at dark, because there's lights out there, but it's not real well lit. Like if you're going over to the door, light comes on, that a lot of times will be enough to make people you know, leave.
Well, they get on with Daffy Duck and ask, it really don't matter.
They have 11 o'clock
No.
curfew.
They really don't.
If I find one hanging in the blockhouse, I'm gonna know.
They have 11 o'clock curfew on the parks, and they had gates that they closed and locked. But since people were driving around the gates and tearing up the grass, now they leave the gates open, but they're still not supposed to be out there after 11.
But again, you can't see behind the hill,
Yeah, you can't see back
so
there.
that's the problem.
Is it not patrolled?
Yes, it is. I hear on my scanner that they're patrolling, but they can't always catch them.
Everybody else listening to
I
this
mean, one time they
standard.
were, yeah. I went out there on Sunday morning, and I guess that Saturday night, so I was on the number three, wasn't it? So I went out there, got donuts on one of the fields out there.
Yeah.
Not necessarily.
Don't really know.